The most photographed plane in the world, Air Force One, shows the strength of our nation with the words United States of America etched along the side. Air Force One has seen the world carrying precious cargo. It is the symbol of the American presidency. We see the president travel in style, but many do not understand Air Force One and the crew aboard. Air Force One first came about in 1944 when the Presidential Airlift Group was founded to transport the president on domestic flights. Franklin D. Roosevelt created the Presidential Pilot Office. For 20 years, many types of propeller-driven aircrafts served the presidents. Not until 1962, John F. Kennedy was the first president to fly in his own aircraft, a reconstructed Boeing 707. The president has two customized Boeing 747s, while the vice president travels in a C-32, which is a smaller version of the Boeing 747. While it is up to the president in which plane the vice president will use, the C-32 is used by cabinet members, high-ranking members of Congress, ambassadors in the first and second families. This plane is similar to the Boeing 747, however, it has a different interior and is smaller. There is still a fair amount of room for passengers, just not as much. The Boeing 747 has luxurious amenities that include a galley that is able to produce 100 meals at one sitting, a private suite for the president, a large conference room that also turns into a dining room, and a private gym for the president and his staff, and for any emergencies, an operating room. There are many areas for the journalist, staff, and Secret Service to sit and sleep. The call symbol for the president and vice president are diverse, as well as the procedures taken when each one is on the plane. The FAA, Secret Service, and Marines set the standards for certain procedures to be followed. The information provided is what to call each aircraft, followed by the word 1 when the president is on board. For example, Air Force 1, Marine 1. If the president is ever aboard a civil aircraft, the plane would then be called Executive 1. If the family of the president is ever on board the plane, it would then be called Executive Foxtrot. If the first family is ever on board a private aircraft, it would then be called Foxtrot. Security of the president is the most important obstacle that Marines face. As a security measure, Air Force One flies in a group with identical helicopters. There could be as many as 5. One helicopter will carry the president while the other 4 serve as decoys. At takeoff, the helicopters will shift positions to hide the helicopter carrying the president. Every flight is a classified military operation. Before every takeoff and landing, the military inspects the runways as well as the plane. When Marine One lands, security teams all over the base keep a lookout for any unauthorized aircraft. If an unknown aircraft is flying within the no-fly zone, officials have the authority to shoot on site. When the president is in the air or on the ground, after takeoff or landing, the area is considered a no-fly zone. Besides security personnel, White House staff, and crew members of Air Force One, this would seem like enough people to travel with the president, and that he would have everything he needs. The fact is that there is another Boeing 747 that flies along with the president on the special air missions. If the president's plane breaks down, he would then have a backup, and this other plane would carry his motorcade as well. Air Force One is a flying White House with many capabilities. Other countries feel that Air Force One shows the power of the United States and feel that their leader should have special air travel as well. Many have tried to replicate Air Force One, but have failed in creating the full effect of Air Force One.